Hello, welcome to today's Happy Hips Flow. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna get right into it, heat it up, speed it up quick today. So for props, they're all optional. 2 blocks are completely optional. The 2 pillows for under the knees, I think you're gonna want something. So pillows, blankets, something you can put under your knees that will slide on the floor to protect your knees. As always, everything I offer is a guide today. Remember that as we go through practice. So take what serves your body today, leave the rest. I will do some cueing breath to movement, not the entire practice. If breathing naturally feels more normal for you, feel free to do that instead. We will actually get started with a couple breaths, just to center yourself. Close down the eyes. Gather yourself here on your mat in your practice. Arrive in your body. Slowly go ahead and open your eyes. And we're just going to start to bounce. So just a gentle bounce, but keep the upper body super loose. Allow the arms to flop and shake. Shake, 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 shake. Stay live in the feet. You can always also just come to the toes and release. You don't ever have to jump or bounce in my classes. And let that go. Let's take it into some jumping jacks. And again, you can step tap. You never have to bounce. Warming it up, building some heat in the body. And shake it off, let that go. Come to face the top of your mat. Both hip points pointed toward the short edge. Shift the weight into the left foot, flex the right toes. If you need to hold on to a wall, a chair, or something for balance, please do. And just start to swing the right leg, front to back, back to front. Keep it easy here. Keeping the right toes flexed. Start to swing left to right. But when you, every other swing I need to bring the right hand behind the left leg. Right leg behind the left leg. So forward and back, still swinging left to right. Next time you swing the right leg behind, pause here, come to the outside edge of the right foot, arch the body over toward the left. And come back to center. This time shift the weight into the right foot, flex the left toes. Both hip points point toward the short edge of the mat. Use what you need to for balance. We're just warming up. Little bend in the standing leg. And then start to swing left to right, right to left. Going in front and behind. And in front and behind. Next time you come behind, come to the outside edge of the left foot, arch over toward the right. And then come back to center. And start to take some hip rolls. We float the right knee toward the face, roll it in a circle, take a few stutter steps in between, and roll the left knee. So it's a right, step, 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 left, step, step, step. Warming up the hips, these don't have to be huge, but I want you to think about where you're initiating that motion from. So use the low belly to float the knees. Think about engaging below the belly button. Next time you float the right knee, pause here. Try to bring a 90-degree bend-ish into the knee. Flex the right toes toward the face. Think about plugging the upper thigh bone into the hip socket. You can take ankle rolls if that feels good to you. You can bring arms overhead for balance, or you can keep them on your hips. Bring a micro bend into the left knee, keeping the right toes flexed. Allow the right knee to fall out to the right. Squeezing the right heel toward the body. Open the knee out to the right. Make a big circle around the body. Sweep the right leg behind. Again, coming to the outside edge of the right foot. Arch over toward the left. Start to shift the weight into the left foot. Squeeze the right heel toward the glute. Again, big circle with the right knee around the body. And release. Shake it out. Let's take a few more hip rolls. Left, step, step, step. And right. Next time you take the left, pause here, float the left knee, use the low belly to engage. Plug the left thigh bone into the hip socket, flex the toes toward the face. Feel free to take ankle rolls. You can sweep the arms overhead or keep the hands on the hips for balance. Bring a micro bend into the right knee, flex the left toes, angle the left knee out to the left. Squeezing the heel toward the body. Make your big circle around the body, coming to the outside edge of the left foot, arch over toward the right. Shift the weight into the right foot. Squeeze the left heel toward the glute. Open the left knee like you're making a big tutu circle around the body. And release, come back to your hip rolls. Right, step, 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 left. Right, and left. Next time you float the right knee, pause here. Again, flexing the right toes toward the face, use the low belly. Take the right palm, bring it to the right thigh. And I want you to start to pulse the right knee toward the face. Now you're not resisting really with the right hand. Just think about your right hand having some weight. You might be feeling this in the front of the right hip. On your next pulse, stay here, interlace the fingers, bring them in front of the right shin, and just use this traction, elongate the spine, open the heart. Release your grip. With control, step the right toes back. Crescent lunge. So front knee tracks over the toes. You're up on the ball of the back foot. Scissor through the hips. Bring your hands to your hip bones. On the inhale, I want you to think about floating the tailbone back, opening the heart. When you exhale, use your thumbs like you're tipping your pelvis forward. Tuck the tailbone under. So again, think about where you're feeling this, where you're feeling engagement. It might be the front of the right hip, that's what we're hoping. How about that? Inhale, tip back, open the heart. Exhale, tip forward, give a little tuck. One more inhale to open. Exhale, give a little tuck. And step it forward. Let's take just a couple more hip rolls. This time when we float the left knee, pause here. Again, like your left hand has some weight, place it on the left thigh. Start to pulse the knee toward the face. Little bend in the standing leg. Core stays strong. Pause here, interlace the fingers. Squeeze the left knee toward the chest. Open the heart, lengthen the spine. And with control, step the left toes back. Front knee is over the toes, you're up on the ball of the back foot. Drop back through the right hip, forward through the left. Hands on hips, thumbs behind you. Start with opening. Start with floating the tailbone back, opening the heart, extend the spine. Exhale, tuck, tip the tailbone under. Inhale, open up, release back. Exhale, little tuck. Maybe you feel this in the front of the left hip. One more inhale to open. Exhale to tuck. And step it forward. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, arms overhead. Put a little bend in both knees. Exhale, send the butt back first. Hinge at the waist. Forward fold. Feel free to pedal it out when you land. And find some stillness. Inhale, deep bend into the left knee. Plant the left palm. Navel toward the spine. Float the right fingertips toward the ceiling. Twist toward the right. Think about initiating the rotation from the base of the spine. You use your inhales to lengthen and create space in the body. Exhales to deepen, maybe deepen the twist. And come back to center. Inhale, deep bend into the right knee. Plant the right palm, navel toward the spine. Float the left fingertips toward the ceiling. Keeping the right knee bent, left leg straight. Inhale to get long and exhale to deepen. Release to your forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Hands find the shins or thighs. Little bend in both knees. Long line of energy from the crown of the head to the sits bones. Exhale, fold forward. Plant both hands. Step the feet back. Come to down dog. Always feel free to pedal it out in your dog, bending into one knee and then the other. Focus on length in the spine more than how close you can get your heels to the mat. And lower all the way down to the mat on the knees. Come to all fours. Tabletop. Shoulders stacked over wrists and hips over knees. Inhale, flex the left toes, kick the left heel toward the ceiling. You're gonna open the left knee out to the left, and we're gonna draw a big circle, keeping the left toes flexed. So open the left knee out to the left. Allow the heel to turn toward the right side. Bring the left knee toward your left tricep and close the circle. Keep that motion going. We kick the heel up, open the knee out, circle forward, lower one more. And then let's reverse it. Open the knee out, turn the heel up. Ooh, I think I did that kind of funky. We open and make our circle back. Inhale, press the left heel toward the back of the mat. Exhale, sweep the left leg forward, plant it outside both hands. Sink the hips low. Come to this low lizard position. So left knee is tracking over the toes. Think about energizing the left knee toward the center line of the body. If you are comfortable here and want to walk deeper, you can use your blocks on any height. You can work on lowering the forearms. You can also hang right here. One more breath. So if you've taken a variation, make your way to your palms. Ground the back knee. Heel toe the left foot out to the left edge of the mat. Heel in, toes out. Bring the left palm to the center of the left thigh. Start to peel the left toes off the mat. Spiral open toward the ceiling. If you'd like a block under your right hand, you're welcome to. So you can stay right here if this feels like plenty for you. If you'd like a little more, sweep the left hand back, deep bend into the right knee, reach for the foot, squeeze the heel toward the glute. And slowly, with control, release. Heel toe the left foot toward the center of the mat. Hands frame the front foot. Start to shift the weight back, flex into the left toes, flexing the left foot toward the face. Come to your half monkey. You can walk the fingertips back. If you've got blocks and you'd rather use blocks, you can do that. Keep length in the spine. So as you're folding, think about leading with the heart. If you're feeling this behind the left knee, deep in the bend in the left knee, feel free to windshield wiper the foot. Feel free to point and flex. Let's make this a little dynamic. Walk the fingertips forward. So we're still low lizarding a little. Shift the hips forward, knees track over toes. And then exhale, shift it back, flexing the left toes toward the face. Let's flow through it a few times. Inhale, shift forward, drop the hips, pull the heart between the biceps. Exhale, shift back. One more inhale, shift forward, hang here if you'd like, or you can walk the hands up to the left thigh, still dropping the right hip forward, still pulling the left hip back. If you'd like a little more intensity, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, release both hands down to either side of the left foot. Come back to your tabletop position. We do all of that on the right side, flexing the right toes. Kick the right heel toward the ceiling, open the right knee out to the right, and then close your circle. So we kick up, open to the side, and then squeeze, the knees come to meet. Up, out, and close, and then let's reverse it. So we swing out, kick the heel skyward, close it, one more, heel toward the sky, Knees come toward one another. This time, inhale, press the right heel back. Exhale, step the right foot forward and plant it outside both hands. Still dropping the left hip forward. Energize the right knee towards center. So again, you can hang here. If you've got blocks and you're working on a deeper lizard, feel free. Make this practice work for you. Wherever you are, come to your palms, ground the back knee, and heel toe that right foot out to the long edge of the mat. Heels in, toes out. Bring the right palm to the center of the right thigh. Peel the right toes off the mat. Peel the heart toward the sky. Open the knee. And again, you can hang here, or if you'd like more, reach back for the left foot, squeeze the heel toward the glute. Take the quad stretch. Now, if you take the quad stretch, notice if you're compromising in the hips. So if you had to pop out in the hips to grab for the heel, stay here, just reach back for the foot. And with control, release. Heel toe the right foot toward the center of the mat. Hands frame the foot. Shift the hips back, flex the right toes toward the face. Walk the hands back, or you can walk blocks back. Keeping a little bend in the right knee, melt the heart toward the thighs. Feel free to windshield wiper, wave hello. Feel free to point and flex. And let's make this dynamic. Inhale, walk it forward, deep bend into the right knee, drop the left hip, pull the heart between the biceps. And exhale, shift it back. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, shift it back. One more. Inhale, shift forward, deep bend into the right knee. Hang here, or you can walk the hands up to the right thigh. You can deepen by sweeping the arms overhead, maybe opening the heart, maybe allowing the head to go back. And exhale, plant both hands. Sweep the right foot back. And go ahead and make your way to your seat. I'm going to face the camera. You can do whatever position feels best in your body. So coming to a seat, legs out in front of you, plant the soles of both feet. Probably going to be want to be a little wider than hip distance. Post the hands up behind you. And we're just going to start really easy, windshield wiper the knees, left to right, right to left. Next time you drop the knees over to the left, hang here. So you've probably heard of like a 90-90 position. If a strict 90-90 works in your body, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. Work with where you are. I don't know anybody's body who's like perfect 90-degree angles everywhere, so do what you can. In this position, so we've gone toward the left knee is down. Flex the right toes, start to open the right knee toward the sky, and just go as far as you can before that left knee starts to peel off the ground. And rotate all the way over toward the right again. Whatever degree of 90-90 works for you. Hands are posted up, flex the left toes, open the left knee toward the sky. Just go until you can't keep the right knee on the ground anymore. We'll take some easy shifts, left to right, right to left. I want you to start to allow your hand to come off the mat. We're twisting toward the knee that's in front. Little spinal twist, should be gentle and easy at this point. Next time you come to the left, pause here. Again, doesn't have to be a strict 90-90. We're leaning toward the left knee. Walk the hands around behind you. And start to lower the torso toward the mat. Coming down to the left elbow. So if you want more, you can take the right fingertips forward and almost like you're pretending you're gonna drop the right shoulder toward the mat. You're not going to, but that's the motion. If you want to deepen the stretch, and walk it back, bring the right hand under the shoulder, press up, and drop to the right side. So again, you start with torso angling toward the right knee, and twist to the back. Walk the right hand out first, lowering the right arm. Then if you want a little more, you can walk the left fingertips back, angling like you're trying to drop the left shoulder toward the mat. Bring the left palm under the shoulder, press up. Come back to your post-up position. And start to drop left to right, right to left. And if you want to, you can keep the hands right where they are. If you're working on trying to do some of this, hands off the ground, you can work there, up to you. Maybe you want to play with one hand off the ground, see what you can do. And come to the center, cross the legs. Let's start with the right leg in front of the left. From this cross-legged seat, lean forward just a little bit just to get that feel in the body. We're coming back here. And come back to an upright position. Extend the right leg out in front of you, flexing the right toes. Trying to keep the hip engaged, the low belly engaged. Sweep the right leg around behind you, bend into the knee. Plant the right knee behind you. We were just here in the 90-90. I want you to start to turn toward the right knee as much as you can, just a little twist. And then turn back. Elevate the right knee. Float the leg, swing it in front of you, using control. Cross the right leg in front of the left, lean forward. Now you're gonna lean back, extend both legs out. So you can keep the heels on the ground. You can try a little low V, little low boat if you want, and switch up your cross. Left leg comes in front of the right, lean forward. Upright, extend the left leg out in front. Using core control, using hip control, swing the left leg out in a circle, deep bend into the left knee. Allow the left knee to come to the ground, twist toward the left. And then we twist towards center. Start with the knee. So initiate with floating the knee, extend the left leg out, make a big circle toward the front, cross the leg. And we can extend the legs and switch. This might be a little bit of a brain teaser as well as some work on the hips. Twist toward the right, twist towards center, float the knee, extend the legs, swing it out in front and cross. Come to your V-sit or just extend the legs and cross. One more, float the left leg, swing it out to the left, deep bend into the left knee, twist toward the left, twist towards center, float the knee, straighten the legs, sweep it out in front. Very nice work. So hopefully we've got the hips kind of warm. This is where you're gonna need your pillows. So anything that works for you under your knees for support. Frog is a pretty intense stretch. So also if you want to skip this one, save it for later, you can, but you wanna bring one support under each knee. You can use blocks under the elbows if that feels supportive for you. And you can hang right here. So if this is your frog today, if you are feeling the stretch in your inner thighs and you're like, that's enough for me, hang here, this is good. If you want more, you can release the blocks. Hopefully your supports slide. Mine don't slide super awesome. You can start to work on sliding the legs out from the body. In this position, if you feel comfortable, if you feel in control, you can play with a little tuck, little tiny tuck in the tailbone, and a little release. So I encourage you to hang here for as many breaths as you can. Every time you do this practice, maybe try to elongate it for 2 more breaths. When you are ready to release, walk the palms underneath the shoulders. Press the body up. Bring the feet in. Oh, and release the knees. Whew. Come to a seat. Bring the left knee to stack on top of the right to any degree that works for you. You can use blocks for support here. You've got the pillows, you just used them. So if you want to use those under the hips, under the knees, you can as well. Left knee is on top of right. Bring left elbow under right. Give yourself a big hug outside the shoulder blades. Feel free to close down the eyes. Take neck rolls if that feels supportive to you. One more breath here. Inhale, lift the elbows 1 inch higher. Then exhale, release, unwind. Rock forward to an all fours position. And bring the left knee under the right. Sit the hips back. Stacking right knee on top of left, right elbow comes under left. You can give yourself the big hug. I encourage you to try it. Work on spreading the shoulder blades with the fingertips. You can also bring backs of hands or palms together. Close down the eyes. Relax the jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. You can take neck circles, neck rolls here if that feels good to you. One more breath. Inhale, lift the elbows 1 inch higher. And exhale, release, unwind. Extend both legs out in front of you. Slowly with control, lower all the way down onto your mat. Keeping a bend in both knees, plant the soles of both feet, flex the left toes, stomp the left heel toward the ceiling, and cross the left ankle over the right knee. So you can stay here, again, if this is plenty for you. If you'd like a little more, start to bring the right knee toward the right armpit, keeping the right toes flexed, keeping the left toes flexed. You can shift hips left to right if that feels good. You can, again, hang here, or you can interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Continue to pull the right knee toward the face. You can use the left arm to press into the left thigh. Please don't place it on the knee. You can take ankle rolls anytime that feels delicious for you. Keeping the left ankle on top of the right knee. Allow both knees to fall over toward the left. So the left foot gives like a little assist in your twist. And come back to center. Plant the left foot, flex the right toes, stomp the right heel toward the ceiling and cross right ankle over left knee. Right knee falls out to the right. Keeping both sets of toes flexed. You can hang here. You can squeeze the left knee toward the left armpit. You can interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. You can use the right elbow in the center of the right thigh. Again, you can shift left to right. You can rock left to right. Keeping the right ankle on the left knee. Allow both knees to fall over toward the right, coming to this little self-assisted twist. And release, come back to center, uncross, unwind. Bring the feet to the long edges of the mat. Allow the knees to knock in towards center. Heel toe the feet to hip distance apart. Inhale, float the hip points toward the ceiling. If you want to walk the shoulder blades under the body, you can. You can take the clasp at the base of the spine. So think about floating the hips. Don't really need to focus on squeezing the glutes so much as opening the front body. And exhale, lower all the way down. If you want to round out your hips practice with some happy baby, grabbing onto the outside edges of the feet, you can. You can take any other postures that feel good to you in your hips. If you would like to take a few minutes in Shavasana, feel free to pause, take that time for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today.